All righty, everybody. Your girl G here. And we are live. We are live. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to see if I'm live with my mic or if I'm with my computer. So y'all just give me a quick second. Y'all let me know down in the comments if you hear me. If y'all hear me just fine. If y'all hear me okay. Don't want to move my mic on this side. Here we go. That might be a little bit better. Okay. Already, everybody, if you come in, y'all know what's up. Drop down in the comment section. We got a lot of stuff to get into. A lot of stuff kind of went a little haywire this week that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Everybody who saw my review for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and wished me, good health and everything. I appreciate it. This past week, I did get a chance to upload a lot of videos just because your girl was going through a lot of health stuff. But I wanted to come and talk to you guys live. And as y'all know, if y'all see my videos, I usually don't come in with the bonnet situation, but it's just necessary for today because the hair got to get done. So at least I got a pretty bonnet. At least it's pretty. So for everybody who come in, I appreciate you. Y'all drop down the comments, and we gonna just go ahead and get straight into the stuff that we need to talk about because it's getting real. So if y'all saw the picture that I posted for some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about DJ Wackademics, Saucy Santana, Queen Latifah hopped in the group chat, Keith Lee versus Atlanta. It's getting real serious. Keith Lee has literally set off a whole coalition in Atlanta. And allegedly, just with new information today, I learned that basically a board in Atlanta is talking about the restaurant scene after everything that's happening on. So I definitely want to look into that. Maybe I'll run across that again because I just saw it. So Keith Lee, he went to Atlanta, and the definition of set it off. And as well, y'all, we're going to talk about Martell and Coleslaw. Martell and Coleslaw, I guess, decided that they was going to, make it last forever on the internet. They said they was going to go official, it seemed like. So let's go ahead and pull up some of the stuff and we get into the topics that I saved. And as well as talking about those, we'll get into a couple of other things that I might have missed. But first things first, you guys. I do really fast want to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac because I did run across this. Y'all know right now it is BravoCon. Right now it is BravoCon, so everybody is, discussing all the stuff that's popping off. And we all know that here recently, Giselle and Robin decided they was going to make some comments on Candace and the whole rumor situation with Chris Bassett. And Robin, you said that you wanted to, talk about it, and you saw enough to feel like something happened. And Giselle, you want to sit there and co-sign Robin, but why are we talking about Candace and the alleged rumors when we really do have confirmation from you, Robin? When they always want to talk about the last person that should be talking about something, Robin and Giselle, y'all are the last people who should be talking about something. And so let me just play a little something for BravoCon. This is what Candace and Dr. Wendy, had to say at BravoCon. Y'all take a listen. Hold on, let me find a clip real quick. Y'all take a listen to what they had to say.
But it's not the same with the it's not good night. Bye bye. Twinkle twinkle.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Little star. Give him a good pageant wave. Because you had to confront him a little bit on Twitter the other day because they were talking about you on your podcast. A lot of people feel like they're so open talking about other people's drama, but when it's theirs, shout out to the Two Broke Girls podcast. I'm really proud of y'all. It's real cute. But my thing is, so this is my thing, just my professor hat. Mm-hmm. We got the Wendy 4 degree. We shot a whole season. Where was the energy during the season? Why are we hiding behind the paywall to do this?
Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I
people are probably going to try to say, "Oh, we need more proof." We need more proof. I've seen enough to kind of know that something was done that wasn't supposed to happen. Right. I know people are probably going to try to say, "Oh, we need more proof." We need more proof. I've seen enough to kind of know that something was done that wasn't supposed to happen. Right. I mean, these guys are so stupid. Like, why do they even entertain these women? And when I say guys, I'm speaking from my own as well. Why do they entertain these thirsty women who are fans? I'm not going to talk about yours. I'm not going to talk about one, but
Come on, Wi-Fi. Don't go out on me, man.
Some of these guys are miserable, unhappy, right? Unhappy at home. They need attention. Yes. They need. These guys are so stupid. Like, why do they even entertain these women? And when I say guys, I'm speaking from my own as well. Why do they entertain these thirsty women who are fans? I'm not going to talk about yours. I'm not going to talk about one, but I'm just going to say some of these guys are miserable, unhappy, right? Unhappy at home. They need attention. Yes. They need.
And see, this is the funny part, because a lot of times when Giselle and Robin be trying to like read on somebody else, y'all really be reading yourselves. And Giselle had to be like, "I'm not talking about Juan." Girl, you are definitely talking about Juan. Like, Robin, you literally know that all last season you stayed by the skin of your teeth, avoiding all of that mess and all of that basically storyline of, Juan stepping out once again, because Giselle decided that she was going to create that whole situation with Chris Bassett. And you went along with it because you knew that it was going to keep you out of the line of fire. And now here it is this season. We are starting with this situation with Chris and this woman. None of it seemed valid, but y'all really, really, really fast want to talk about it and hop on that train, because once again, it is, like they said, it is a distraction. It is the deflection of what's going on in that household. Giselle, you talking about, oh, these men in the household miserable. Yeah, we see it. We saw it with Juan. That Juan don't never, ever come out with Robin on that show. Anytime it's family events, where Juan be at? Anytime it's casting events and the husbands coming, all the other husbands come, but where do Juan be at? Like, it is obvious that Robin and Juan had decided that this is going to be a cohabitation situation. And I would much rather Robin and Juan just come forward and be like, "You know what? We stay in the house together for our boys. We cohabitate, so they have both their parents together, and we have an understanding." I would much rather deal with that and see that than to continuously watch Robin. And we're watching Robin know that she's walking into a delusion and she's trying to not admit it, but like, we see it. We see you understanding that you are creating this delusion, and we understand that you're a part of the creating the delusion. Like, how many times has Juan done this? Talk about, oh, he helped her at the hotel. He got a room for her. He drove all the way up to the hotel to get a room for another girl. And you think he didn't go to that hotel room that he just purchased for her? Come on, Robin. Let's not. Y'all need to stop going after Candace, because when she whooped that on Twitter, when she got into that on Twitter, y'all feel it's gonna get hurt. Y'all need to stop it, Robin and Giselle. This new season of Housewives of Potomac, I wonder how it's gonna turn out. But as of right now, y'all need to quit it, because BravoCon is just not getting started, and so we got a long ways to go. Y'all gonna have y'all's feelings hurt. Giselle, we know you and Jamal. He's a pastor out here procreating, with all his holy semen, just making fatherless homes left and right. And you got the nerve to sit there and say something. And then Robin, I can't wait to see how far they get into this season. I really cannot wait, because it's time for Juan. As much as he want to sit there and avoid the conversation and topics, because every time it comes up on the show last season, he avoided it. Every time Robin brought it up. And then from the trailer, we see, oh, he's talking about, "I don't care." How do you not care about how you have the mother of your children looking? And that be how these niggas operate. Y'all don't care about how your actions be having y'all's women and wives out here looking. And not only, but the mother of your children, how y'all be having them out here looking. It's just crazy to me. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and get into the Saucy Santana and DJ academics of it all. So basically, here's where it all started. DJ academics, y'all know he can't help but sit there and try to talk about women, in particular Black women. The city girls, went at Breakfast Club and basically talked about, their record sales and how, they were bumping head with, with their label, and it caused there wasn't really a lot of, promotion or anything when it came to the last album. And so because record sales were low, DJ Academics thought he was going to say something. And Saucy Santana said, not on my watch, real Iyanla bass, real not on my watch, because all the time we're watching Saucy Santana come for the women's, okay? And so Saucy Santana was like, yo, we're not. This is what we not going to do. So let me see. There's a lot of clips. So let me see if I can find the one where he discussed where Saucy Santana came back first. Because when I tell you they was going back and forth, back, forth and forth, okay? Back, forth and forth. Let's see. Where did it all start? Let me see.
Your quarters, in the streets.
Come on, Wi-Fi. I don't know what's been going on with Wi-Fi, so y'all, if it stops, I apologize. My Wi-Fi has been going in and out. Let's try to see, and let me see if I restart it.
You see what type of nigga we did? Your headquarters, streets.
That's really how low-key DJ Academics operates, because we're always watching him talk and not really back up with action, especially with he goes for the rappers, but we all know the type of dude that DJ Academics was. Growing up, he was a can I get a hug ass nigga, and then he also was the dude who never got the girl, who never, he was the little bro in the group. Nobody ever paid attention to him. He had to be the funny guy. He still looked like Mickey Mouse right now. He literally built like he's store nuts for hibernation in his cheeks. Like, you talk about Saucy Santana and his BBL and all that type of stuff like that. And it's like Saucy Santana said, you talking about my BBL, but bitch, you BBW. Okay? So let me see my Wi-Fi. Let me see if this works now. Let's try this again.
And I want to keep people pressing that we get from the hood, because we corporate too. We corporate too, don't you know? This is tension. Not out this bitch. But we all know your motherfucking headquarters is giving 911. What's your emergency? Bitch, no. We're not doing that. We want to see you out the door, outside of the motherfucking fields, bitch. Fuck are you chatting about? Fuck are you talking about, bitch? Boxy man, bitch ass nigga. Nobody not pulling up to the motherfucking headquarters. Think this bitch work for McDonald's or something. Stop motherfucking playing with me, bitch. We want to see you out the door. In the streets, in the field, in the streets, in the club. Yeah, somewhere let's get it on. Bitch, that's what the fuck we want to do.
Headquarters. Saucy Santana was letting you know, headquarters. It's always talking smack with DJ Academics all the time. And when he always is actually confronted with how much there is a disproportionate amount of how he talks about women instead of guys, he knows it, but he never addresses it. He's always definitely a deflect, deter, look over there type man, where it's just like, you want to start the mess, but you don't want to finish it. And now when you actually come across somebody who's about it, besides just, keyboard thugs, now you want to sit here and cry. So let me show y'all what DJ Academics' reaction to headquarters was. Okay, let me show y'all how he decided to react. All right, let's see if it'll play. Wi-Fi, you serious? You want to do this right now? Hold on, y'all. Let me try to reconnect my Wi-Fi. I think it's our weather. Like, our weather has been, like, going in. It's causing my Wi-Fi to go in and out. So if it don't play here in a second, then I'll just explain what he said in the video. Let's see.
Like the fact that
okay, go back. All right, here we go.
bro, I've never cared about. I don't care what rapper got it, bro, ever. But like, really, there's certain shit I really don't fuck with in my life that I would never do. But like, I gotta sit here and act like I know I'm in America. I gotta sit here and act like I don't fuck with certain shit. I would never like it.
I think you angry right now. You want to cry. That's the type of anger.
Yo, just please. I'm telling you, I hate certain shit to the soul of me. I can't. I'm only pretending. Because if I say what I want to say, I would never be here for y'all. But that's not my content. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person who just have fun with y'all and some other shit. Bro.
Hold on, now you're gonna be the person to have fun on some other stuff. Yo, academics, this is what we not gonna do. And then the other funny part was he's like, oh, I'm not gonna say what I really want to say because I'm gonna get canceled. Because basically Saucy Santana let him know, I will whoop you and then get you in the booty cat. All right, all of that. And at the end of the day, it's like, don't start none, won't be none. Academics, you always get the ball rolling. And then when you encounter somebody who has the steam power to stop it dead in its tracks and then get you where it hurts, and all of a sudden you crying in the basement. Oh, he gonna cry in the car ass. Like, how are you starting stuff? And then you always started with women. And then the really funny part is, he's like, he started with Carisha, was like, oh, what's gonna happen? Diddy ain't gonna say nothing to me. And the sad part is, Diddy didn't say nothing. It took Saucy Santana to stand up and say something on Carisha's behalf. Carisha, you need to might want to second guess that relationship with Diddy for the fact that academics really did punk him on that. You mess with a man who can't even stand up for you to DJ academics. But good thing is you got a best friend. You really do got a good friend in Saucy Santana for him to stand up. And like he said, meet me in the streets, not in the headquarters. The new Drake headquarters. You talking smack, but you don't want to meet in the streets. The problem is, DJ academics, you start none. You start it, but don't want to finish it for real, for real. You not about that life. You are a keyboard warrior, a keyboard thug. Now you want to sit here and cry in the car? You want to cry in the car that you started, man? Are you kidding me? Rat face, like, bro, you need to stop. You sitting here worried about Saucy Santana, BBL. How about you go and get you one? Take all that liposuction out your waist, okay? Thicker than a snicker, all right? Lose some of that weight, and then maybe you'll finally be able to get the women that you really was hoping for in life. Because there's niggas like you who want to talk down on women, but they're the exact type of women that you were dreaming of being able to hit when you was younger. And now the fact that you do have this platform and might possibly have a little money in your pocket and they still not messing with you, it got your feelings hurt. So because your feelings is hurt, there's nothing else for you to do but to try and tear them down. But then when you run across the ones that actually got a community that is willing to stop that and dead in its tracks, now all of a sudden you don't know what to do. Now all of a sudden is you crying in the basement, oh, I don't want to get canceled. Nah. What you said. Go ahead. Say what you said. Say what you said. Then not only that, you know it's crazy because guess who entered the group chat? UNITY. Okay, Miss Queen Latifah, y'all jumped in the group chat. Wait, we don't hear from Miss Queen Latifah Cleo at all. Okay, at all. And so the fact that she even jumped in it lets us know something. So here's what Miss Queen Latifah had to say. She said, it's crazy to me how DJ Academics is crying, scared to say anything to Saucy Santana because he's a gay man and he's scared of getting quote unquote canceled. But he has said some of the most outlandish, vile, disrespectful, and demeaning things to Black women with absolutely no fear whatsoever. Brings me back to Malcolm X's quote, most disrespected, unprotected, and neglected person in America is who? Is who? Drop down in the comments. The Black woman. Okay. All right. We know what it is. We know what it is. DJ Academics has had a long rapport of constantly going after women. And he goes after them typically feeling like they don't have nobody in their corner to stick up for them. But it's even more embarrassing when, especially to men like DJ Academics, when you got a gay man ready to swing. So you don't want that fight, because not only are you going to lose a fight, but you're going to lose a fight to a gay man? Oh, no. He don't want that. That can't go on his resume. It can't go on his resume at all. So here's the funny part. Let me show you what he tried to say. He done tweeted. He said, this is from Hollywood Unlocked. It says, DJ Academics breaks his silence after shedding tears over Saucy Santana drama. He said, this is what he tweeted, I guess. He said, they gonna do what they gonna do. Them hating us and we think they finally got a W on me. Let them enjoy it. I'm back on everybody head top tonight. Life goes on. Stream tonight finna be lit, and you whores who want to see me cancel, try again. I'm gonna keep talking out of all of y'all. P.S. I talk way more about than women and gays. LOL. Nobody covered that though. The lies you tell. The lies you tell. The lies you tell. I'm glad. It's really funny how he's like, oh, I'll let y'all think that you got this W on me. Ain't no thinking. Saucy Santana absolutely got that W. Ain't no thinking. You know he got a W on you, so that's why you trying to make it seem like, yeah, he got me. You know, he got me. But you know, life goes on. That's why you trying to hurry up and speed on past it. Like life goes on. Yeah, because you know you was out here getting ready to get Diddy bopped because, and then you got Whack 100 now trying to come in. You now got Whack 100 trying to come in talking about, oh, anybody in the LGBTQ, you know, who want to fight, because basically he feels like a gay man should fight a gay man. Like, no, y'all think because they the gay boys, they might be a part of the clique that they can't swing. No, these gay boys out here be tussling. And it's even more embarrassing when you straight heterosexual men who already scared to test y'all's masculinity. If you were to have a boy, a part of the community, a part of the girls, whoop that ass, y'all wouldn't know what to do, and y'all would never be able to live that down. So yeah, DJ Academics, let's go ahead and play like life goes on. But I bet you won't try that shit again. I bet you won't try that shit again. We do know that. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, because DJ Academics, he literally makes my nervousness bad. All he do is talk. All he do is talk. Just all he do is talk. Oh, I swear to God. So let's go ahead to the next topic, y'all. Who else was I talking about today? So y'all, let's go ahead and get into the love and marriage Huntsville of it all. So the Shade Room, I was just scrolling on the Shade Room, and I said, wait a minute, these two faces looking real familiar. And they hugging. Oh, this is Martell. This is Martell and Ariel Coleslaw Curry. I said, wow. We going IG official now? We going official? Okay. So here's I guess what, you know, they was kind of saying on the IG. Y'all listen up.
So I would be too. Yeah, she happy. She should be. I'm happy too.
You should be.
I should be. And I am. Most definitely. Most definitely. Cooking with air. This is what this is. Cooking with air. Go start that up. Cooking with air. And she can cook. She's a great cook. She's got to cook more often.
Myself. I was about to say I cook every day.
Oh, you say you want to do that? I've been.
He thought we were taking off, but I need some eyelashes, y'all. Love makeup.
Hey. Oh, yeah. How about just go without the filter?
How about mine? Girl.
You look good with that.
I know. Yeah.
Hey, girl, hey. Y'all so funny. Hey.
First of all, the fact that people was in the live that they were doing, talking about, oh, you happy? And he like, oh, she should be happy. Like, what? And then Ari was like, oh, you need to be happy. He's like, yeah, I am happy. Oh, you happy, Martell, that you finally got a roof over your head? Because Chris was quote unquote harassing you. Because if you've been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, he's like, why Chris? Why are you harassing me? What you mean harassing? You in his you literally are in one of his lots that he has to sell. You do understand that you don't own the house, right, Martell? You do know that, right? This man has literally been squatting on national TV trying to act like it's all good in the hood over there, like you didn't mess up your whole marriage, like you didn't have to file bankruptcy, like you started all these endeavors. And then you know what was really funny is Marceau, he loves to try to, humble a woman. And I'm thinking of all the things that you tried to say that Melody was. He's like, all I'm ever hearing is, different ideas. It just kind of sounds like somebody who's trying to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Because he was trying to basically tell Melody she wasn't good enough to speak at the Black Business Expo, right? And so he feels like what Melody does, because she not only does e-commerce, but she does so many things. It just seems like she's trying to throw stuff at the wall to see what sticks. But what about your homeboy Martell? Huh? You want to talk about Melody? Melody, it seems like all of her shit is sticking, if you ask me. But what about Martell? Because he had a cookbook, he got the kids' book, he had the calendar, he got the wine. Okay. Where is the Inest wine? Where is the Inest wine at? Okay. Had 2 different launch parties. All right. But we ain't seeing the fruits of that labor. Huh, Marceau? We just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. And it seems like that's what he doing with Ari too, cooking with Ari. She's such a good cook. You used to say that shit about Melody. That, she need to cook more often. Nigga, what do you do? What do you do, Martell? Because if you went, not only Melody complaining about her cooking more often, and then Coleslaw doing the same thing, cooking more often, what do you do around the house, Martell? Because you ain't working. We know you ain't working. We know you're not working. That's what we need to ask at the reunion. Where is your builder's license? Where is the license? Where is the license, Martell? Because if you still don't got it, if you still do not have this license by reunion, Martell, they say when it's cold outside, okay? It's cold outside, and these homosexuals, we need places to stay. But Ariane, I'll be looking at you like, girl, how you let this man come back in your house after doing and saying the things that he did? This man called you a peasant on national TV, said you was nothing, talked down on you. Y'all been interacting, been having all types of, sexual endeavors for the past 5 years. So much so during COVID, he couldn't even stay his ass in the house during COVID when a literal disease was killing people off. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. I apologize. We had an emergency on the phone. It didn't intend for it to be that long. If you are just now tuning in, just for the last 3 minutes, just speed up to this part right here, to about 33 to 37. Ignore all that whole part. We was talking about Martell Holt and Miss Ariane Curry. Martell was homeless. He found a spot to lay his head. Lay your head on my pillow. Okay. Now somebody did comment this for Ariane, and Ariane was like, actually, he has a spot, and we at his spot, and he paid for mine. He paid all the bills and utilities for mine. Wait a minute. You got a place to go, but it's paying all the bills and utilities for your place. The math ain't mathing. The math really ain't mathing. So either you lie on his behalf, or y'all got some kind of setup where he keeping you hush hush from all the stuff. She probably could blow up the rest of Martell and Marceau and Marie's spot, and she got blackmailing money that's covering the bills and utilities, because it's not making any sense at all. But you know, this is what happens when you mess with nigga. Like, this is what happens. They get to come by your crib and they have babies with women, kind of like this on purpose, where it's like, well, not in this case. He definitely the one that keep having a baby with this woman. But when she did her interview with Tasha K, she said she wasn't gonna do it again because she already had a heaven baby. She went to the TCBY. Shout out to Rodney. She already did that. So so she, you know, didn't want to do it again. And that's what she told Tasha K. Like, she wasn't gonna do it again because she already had a situation. And so it was just kind of like, yeah, Martell, you got yourself in this effed up situation. But at the end of the day, Martell ain't the only one. He ain't the first, he ain't gonna be the last. They be getting these women and impregnating them and kind of basically have them as backups, because at the end of the day, they know there's some type of emotional and like biological connection to a man that you have a baby with. You want to, quote unquote, play house. You want to be married and make sure that the child has, you know, the father in the life. So it gives them constant open access to the woman they have a baby with. And so when he come to your door with his puppy dog eyes, and Martell come knocking on the door like, I ain't got no place to stay. You know, let me be here for my son. You know, Coleslaw gonna let him in the door, because he ain't gonna come see the child any other way. Because that's how they don't be coming to see the child unless they's messing with the baby moms. We know that's how it usually go. So yeah, y'all. Martell, he was homeless. He found a spot to lay his head. And I really wonder what everybody else from Love Marriage Hunts will be thinking. What Kimmy and Marceau and Tisha and Maurice, I wonder what everybody else be having to think in the back of their head when they see this nigga living like this, having to go back and, you know, play official for the world to see. And I wonder really, truly, deeply, who was the one to convince the other to go public. Like, was it Ariane or was it Martell? Because we know Ariane just be going live. So I wonder if Martell was in the background, like, let me jump in, you know, make her feel special because she finally let me in the crib type situation. So y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all tell me what you think about you know, Martell and Coleslaw, you know, finally being official, and him having a place to lay his head on homosexual ass nigga. So y'all, let's get into the grand conversation of Keith Lee versus Atlanta. So y'all, most of us know Keith Lee as he's just a food critic. He's a guy who goes around trying food, you know, and just giving his opinion. He's not doing anything that other people don't do. And see, the Ocho Cinco, I'm gonna get into your ass in a second. And see, people feel like, oh, you got to be a food critic to talk about. No, you don't. Food critics aren't the people who are buying these people's meals. It's everyday people who try to get home from work, need to go pick up some food and have dinner ready by the time, you know, they get home. That's the people who are, you know, need to be eating your food and critiquing your food, not the Gordon Ramsays of the world. But nonetheless, we all know, or most of us know, Keith Lee is the man who goes around, trying people's food, offering his opinion. So he decided to stop in the ATL, okay, and stop by some, rather, some, popular places, some, celebrity-owned places, and other places, that aren't as known, maybe some more mom and pop, situations. So the one thing that really went viral was, the first thing was the real milk and honey. So I saved the real milk and honey. So basically what happened was he, talked about he gave his reaction. And hold on, let me see if I got the video.
As you can see, I don't have the back here at the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College Park. Before we came, we attempted to call our order in. We were greeted with an automatic message that said they do not take call-in orders. The automatic message said the only way you can do pickup is through DoorDash. We went through DoorDash, they was closed. But online, it said they closed at 5 o'clock. We went on DoorDash at 4 o'clock, but we were already here, so we just went inside. I stayed in the car, and my family went in, and they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the doors wide open, and his people still going in and grabbing their orders. Now, we have no idea if those people ordered beforehand or what the case is. Also, the people who relayed this message, my family said were really nice. It's just the rules. And so far being in Atlanta, I found some places do have unique rules, and this is one of them. I want to be very clear, we're not blaming one person or saying one person was rude. In plain terms, don't call this restaurant trying to get nobody fired. Ain't nobody do nothing. This is the rules they have. If you don't like their rules not for you. And for me and my family, the rules just wet for us. We just not their target audience. For the record, afterwards, I did walk in and they did recognize me and they attended the services, but I respectfully declined. I'm a normal person. I pay for my food like everybody else. I walk in, my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it.
So that's kind of the gist of Keith Lee. He wants the service of him to be the service of people who don't have a platform. And yes, it's understanding, Keith Lee, you have 14 million TikTok followers. And we've seen what his opinions do for places. Quite literally have lines around the block. Literally help people retire. So the power of Keith Lee is like, it is nothing but a blessing. And so for people the first thing they want to do when y'all don't like his constructive criticism is to say, oh, you tearing down a Black business, especially when you're a Black person talking about, the negative things of like Black businesses. Immediately you're going to be blamed. Oh, that's why Black people can't have nothing. We always so critical of our kind. We the first to tear our kind down, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, no. Keith Lee came. And first of all, here's one thing that we all can agree on. We've been hearing the little whispers about the Atlanta food scene for a minute. For a hot minute. Especially around Candy and the gang. I hate to put it out, but Candy and the gang, y'all kind of been thrown out there for a minute in regards to OLG and the service, the food, and all that type of stuff like that. My mom herself actually went to OLG with a couple of friends when they was in Atlanta and talked about the prices of the drinks and the food and all that type of stuff like that, how it really was giving mid. But at the end of the day, Keith Lee, it's not that's like, oh, give him special treatment. It's just understanding that the treatment that he's given, the same respect needs to be given to people who are your everyday freaking customers. Because when these celebrities and these social media influencers leave, guess who's still got to be there and gonna be there to keep the lights on in this restaurant? The everyday normal folk. So the Real Milk and Honey, let me tell y'all what they had to say about Mr. Keith Lee. Let me go back. Because, these restaurants do be having rules, and that's okay. But y'all's rules don't be making sense half the time. Oh, we shut at 5, so you can't come in and, we deep clean it. How you deep clean it at 4 o'clock? Like, y'all are really just shooting yourselves in the foot. But after, Keith Lee said what he said about the Real Milk and Honey, this is what they said. First and foremost, thank you, at Keith Lee, for your pop-up and honest assessment and for your acknowledgement and understanding that our negative vibrations never win. Stay doing what you're doing and being positive. Second, let's address the negative people that obviously need time to heal within themselves, as they came in really hot without actually having or had a real understanding for what you actually communicated. Every business, small or large, successful or not, has worked really hard to try their best to make their mark in extremely tough business. As a successful restaurateur, I have never dragged anyone's business, even if I had a disappointing moment. I have principles and I know how hard any business worked just to start. I commend any business, any person that got off their ass and just tried. Keith, there's no love lost and we love you. Now, this was the second part. Their first interaction or response to Keith Lee was this after everybody told their ass down. This is what they said.
Who is this Keith Lee?
You don't know Keith Lee?
No.
Did you see this Keith Lee video about the room with the money?
And who is this Keith Lee?
You don't know Keith Lee?
No.
So if you can't hear or understand, basically what happened was they showed the owner like the clip. It was like, oh, this is Keith Lee. And he's like, who is Keith Lee? And then I was like, Daddy, you know who Keith Lee is? And then they all basically take a sip of their tea after saying that. Like, y'all know who Keith Lee is. Stop playing. Y'all know who Keith Lee is. And they did that after his criticism. But then after people started getting in their ass, now all of a sudden y'all put out this other remark talking about, oh, you know, we appreciate your assessment and all that type of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you black restaurants, you black ass restaurants need to understand that service is a part of the restaurateur, you know, ownership. Y'all, the Real Milk and Honey owner actually went on a radio show and talked about, oh, people don't come for the service, they come for the food. What do you mean? What do you actually mean? The service is like, it's all a part of the full package. You think like, oh, because the food is good that your servers get to come and just toss their food in my hand and then give me my pack of food, throw it at me so hard that the sauce done spilled and the beans done rolled over into the mac and cheese and all types of stuff like that. No, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. So that's the Real Milk and Honey. And then we obviously had a situation with Candy. So let me see if I can pull up this video with Candy.
Who works with Candy Birds walked up to us and said they've been trying to reach us since we got to Atlanta. He said he's been constantly emailing me and constantly DMing me for me to come to Old Lady Gang. I got it. Let's try it and rate 1 to 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. Me and my family showed up and we attempted to order before we got here. We called the number they had connected on Yelp 3 times, no answer. We tried to order through DoorDash and it said it was temporarily closed. So when we pulled up, I sent my family in to order for us. They said on the weekends, due to being busy, they don't do any takeout at all.
No, we don't follow when we get up. Oh, okay, so send it that. Yeah. Okay, thanks, sweetie. Appreciate it.
So Keith Lee has this thing where he sends basically his family in because he don't want to be recognized. He wants to see what the actual food and service and stuff is like. So when the family went in, they basically told him, yeah, you're going to have an hour and a half. Keith Lee going, oh, we can get your table ready in 5 minutes. But no, that's not what I want. You know, he said, I want to pay like everybody else. I want to, you know, have the same service as everybody else. Let that be what it is. But that is, you know, not what happens. A lot of the times when they see it's Keith Lee, you know, they want to roll out the red carpet. Understandable when you have somebody of such influence, you want to, you know, do the best. That's not the problem. It's not the problem that y'all want to give him, you know, celebrity treatment. But the celebrity treatment shouldn't be such a drastic difference of how you're treating your regular, you know, customers, because those are the people who keep your lights on, for real, for real. And so at the end of the day, you got people waiting for hours and hours and hours, and then Keith Lee, he get to come and take up a seat. Like, that's just not fair. It's just not fair. Now, Candy, she addressed it, you know, and basically talked about how, you know, all of these Atlanta restaurants, they have this thing where it's like, oh, we don't do to go orders because it backs up the kitchen, and if the kitchen's backed up, it makes it hard for the actual restaurant and things like that. And so it's like, y'all need to figure that out. Like, first of all, we already know that old lady gang, they be taking the short route out because Todd, his ass, broke ass, don't even, or not broke, but cheap, don't even want to buy a generator for the restaurant. So let's keep that a buck. But at the end of the day, like, Candy them really could fix the issue. It's just not a they don't care enough to fix the to-go order issue. Like, for real. They make enough money as it is as a tourist attraction restaurant. They know people are going to come anyways because of it being old lady gang. And to them, that's what they rely on. For real. They don't need to try and fix the to-go order lines and things like that because they're making money twofold regardless of people who want to come in just as a tourist attraction. But what we can't appreciate is, like, Keith Lee did say, don't leave negative responses because of what my experience is, or like, don't be trying to give them, 0 Yelp reviews, or the death threats that Keith Lee was getting just because he had dared say anything about the Atlanta scene. Like, y'all wilding. Like, y'all seriously are wilding. People out here, like, y'all are too serious sometimes. This is just simply this man's opinion. Everybody's going to have their own opinion of the food, which is why the such thing as Yelp review exists. Everybody's experience is going to be different. So when Keith Lee talks about his experience, don't be mad at him. And a lot of y'all be coming asking for him to come. But then when he comes and gives his opinion and it don't be good, now all of a sudden it's, oh, you tearing black businesses down. But when it be all positive stuff, like he said, oh, Keith Lee approved, don't ask for an opinion if you not gonna like what I got to say. But this really was a big eye-opener for Atlanta because Keith Lee, when he said this about Atlanta, too many people was commenting who actually are from Atlanta, outside the Atlanta area, whatever, yada, yada. They were saying, man, we've been complaining about this. It's all these Instagrammable places with as they call the green leaf walls. If I see the fake green leaf wall, I'm gonna be mad. The prices is jacked up out the wazoo. You gotta pay for parking. You pay for expensive ass drinks. Then the gratuity added, like, obviously gratuity being added on to a certain party, understandable. But when we're paying money, why is the service ass? Like, this is our hard-earned money. Like, inflation out here is killing it. It's whooping everybody ass. So if I work hard for this money, I'll work hard for the money. Okay? Don't be giving me shitty service. Like, for real. Don't be giving me shitty service and you feel like you can do it because, you making money at the end of the day. Real milk and honey. Y'all did not want to take constructive criticism. And like somebody said, the problem is a mirror was held up to Atlanta and Atlanta didn't like what they saw. So y'all want to take it out on Keith Lee and give him all types of threats and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, the constructive criticism is needed in the black community. We can't just be like, oh, because a black business opened up, like, we not allowed to say anything bad about them. So then this is where we roll around the Ocho Cinco, because this happened today. Like, literally, while I was creating the thumbnail for this, all right, let me show you. Ocho Cinco has something to say, literally on the show with Shannon Sharp. So let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Let me see if it'll play.
I perform a professional athlete. We get privileges sometimes at the restaurant, and sometimes we get to get things that normal people don't get. It happens.
I don't like it.
Ocho, so you've never got the table because you were Ocho Cinco.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah. And when they do, I mean, you know me, you know how I move, and everybody in this chat knows how I move when I go to restaurants. If you seat me first, you understand what's coming at the end when it's time to tip. I've been doing that 20-some years. Okay, but I like the fact of what he's doing. Ocho, I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses and like, dude, you know how hard it is for us to even get in the food industry and to have our own restaurant and so. Like, what are we doing?
Don't ask me to come to your house and then ask me what I think about it without asking me to give you my honest opinion.
Nobody asked that. Nobody asked that.
A lot of these people, listen. A lot of these restaurants do DM him, ask him to come, but he wants to go on. A lot of times he wants to go unannounced and give people. That's what he is. He's a food critic. He's turning himself into a food critic. It's okay.
Are we turning something? Resume? What are the qualifications of being a food critic?
Go to a restaurant and do you like the food? Did you like the customer service? What was it like? Yes. What was the wait time like? That's all you got to do.
How about go do that at Maestro's? Go do that shit at Chris Roof. Go do it at Poppy Steak. Go do it at fucking Zuma. Go do it at goddamn whatever the fucking rest of them goddamn 5-star restaurant that everybody. Go do it at that. Name one of the restaurants you go to in LA. Name one. Where you and Selena Gomez went? Where y'all went? What's the name of the restaurant you went to?
I don't forgot that.
You know.
I honestly forgot because I have never been there before.
Go do it at their restaurants and give them the bad press and all the bad.
Ocho. Because you're black doesn't mean you're above criticism.
I'm not saying you're above anything, but go do it there. It's hard enough for us as it is. Now here you go.
So in other words, so if he got bad service, he's supposed to just let that slide.
Service wasn't bad. Service wasn't bad. Service because it wasn't. It wasn't. I ain't never had bad service. And even if the service was bad, they might be having a bad day because some of the goddamn idiots they don't have to deal with.
Ocho, honestly, in the customer service business, you can't have a bad day. Because think about what you just said. Customer service.
Do you know what it's like dealing with some of these people?
You shouldn't get in that business. Do not get into the customer service business if you can be easily perturbed by having a bad day.
But sometimes you need a job. And sometimes that job being customer service and
Chad. This big ass head but no brains to fill it, because the feeling of, oh, do that over there. Oh, what makes you a food critic? Like, really? So let me see what the comments say, because I know I commented on one of these. Oh, Jay Lee, the first one, she said he sounds so foolish because his opinion is based on not knowing what Keith actually does. Shut up, Ocho. And see, that's the thing. It was given like, oh, he don't know what Keith do, because a lot of people, this might have been their first introduction into Keith Lee about, with the whole Atlanta food, situation. And so a lot of people like, oh, dang, he went to Atlanta and tore it up. Oh, he said such bad things about Atlanta, when in all actuality, Keith said, he was like, there were a lot of good places that I did talk about on the Atlanta food run. There were a lot of good places, Jamaican food, like a lot of places, but it got, of course, overshadowed because, a lot of those places were like mom and pop shops. But these big name, shops, and of course, shops that are connected to celebrities like Candy, those are going to blow up. And because it got a negative review, obviously, we know how social media works. Sometimes the negative is going to get, publicized more than the positive. So you want to say, oh, he's coming to the Black community doing all these negative things, when in all actuality, the stuff that Keith does, if you really follow him, the positive outweighs the negative 9 times more than not. But the real is, if Keith goes and has a bad experience, he got to talk about it. You can't, he ended up doing a stitch to one of these videos, like, yo, if I stay good and it really wasn't good, people gonna be looking at me like, man, this shit nasty. I wait 3 hours for this food and it's nasty, man. Keith full of it. They probably paid him to say that. And then ain't nobody really following you because they gonna get, they are following him because they are wanting the real. I want to know where the good food at. I want to know where the good food is at. Okay? So don't come out here telling me some BS just because it's Black folks. No. Because hate to break it to you, not all Black folks can cook. All right? Not all people can cook. And Black people, it is very hard for you to get into business, but two truths can exist at the same time. It could be very hard for us to start a business, very hard for us to break into, any type of entrepreneurship. That could be very much true, but it doesn't denounce the fact that just because it's hard for us to break into business, don't mean we're allowed to be bad at it. No, because it is so hard to break into business, you should show it that much more respect to make sure it's able to keep going and keep, flourishing. And that requires constructive criticism. And that's what Keith Lee gave. And a lot of you Atlanta people didn't like it because y'all so used to everybody just posting on Instagram and, oh, look at this chicken and waffle, and oh, I'm over here, old lady gang. But behind the scenes, old lady gang, can't DoorDash, won't do to-go orders, got people wait 2.5 hours in the parking lot, but yet still paying for $25 for parking just to still have to go in and pay $10 for a small ass drink, mixed cocktail that's full of nothing but ice. Like, we know how it is in Atlanta. A lot of people been talking about how the Atlanta food scene, they've been skimming off the front and the back end. And it took somebody to call it out. Now, the thing is, Black people, what you gonna do with it? The thing is, Black people, what are you gonna do with it? Half of y'all, are going to take the constructive criticism and actually try to do the work to fix it and care about your customer service, because at the end of the day, customers are what keep the bills paid. But then there's gonna be the other half of you, like Milk and Honey, who had a manager or something like that do something real dumb, talk about, oh, how y'all gonna listen to somebody who autistic or something like that. Word, man, that's how you responding? What him being on the, even if he is, what him being on the spectrum got to do with anything at all? What it got to do with him being on, like, food is food, whether he autistic or not. Like, food is food. Is the shit good or not? And here you come. Like, Milk and Honey, if y'all doing that and replying the way y'all did, talking about, oh, who is Keith Lee? Y'all really might be surprised when in the next year y'all asses close down, because y'all don't want to fix the issues. Y'all want to sit here and be defensive instead of actually fixing the issues. Now, like I said, a word on the curb is, they kind of had like this whole, community board situation. I heard in Atlanta talking about what's going on in the Atlanta food scene, because a lot of y'all is ripping off the customers and giving them bad service. There's not enough training. There's not enough shit. We seen on Candy of the Gang what that restaurant was looking like. That sink was full of just nastiness, clogged up. Floors sticky, okay? Floors be sticky. I have everybody walking in, shit all dirty, but then trying to serve me food and then add tip on top. And this server, I had to wait 15 minutes for a napkin, but you want 18% gratuity on 4 people. No, no, not on duty, not on duty. We don't mess with that shit. Nuh-uh. So y'all, I feel like that's long enough of a live. Keith Lee, I'm glad he set it off in Atlanta. Just in general, Black people, we got to do better. We're going to open up a business. We got to be open to the criticism that comes with it. How do you expect to build your business if you're not talking, if you're not getting customer feedback? That's why you usually see, like those opinion boxes on the way out. Oh, how's our service? Those opinion boxes you kind of need those to know how to better serve the customer so they come back. That's kind of how it works, right? Or am I missing something? Or am I the dumb one here? But yeah, you guys, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Keith Lee, keep doing what you do. Don't allow these people, these idiots like Chad Ochocinco to try and deter you. The people out there wilding with the threats and stuff, go get some help. Go get some help. For real, for real. Y'all jump in the comments. So what you feel about the topics we discussed today? How y'all feel about Martell sleeping up under area on Coleslaw Curry? Giselle and Robin trying to say something about Candace. Saucy Santana going after DJ Academics. Headquarters. Headquarters, you punk ass helper. You worry about getting that Bucci cash. Should have been talking all that cash money shit. All right. You got to back it up with the hands now instead of punking and running into the basement, Academics. Yeah, you guys, and I will catch you guys next time. Your girl got to go here and eat before my therapy session. All right. I will catch you guys later. Bye.